Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Bangor officials have ordered residents of a local homeless encampment to leave today or face the consequences.
Plus, several Maine communities are receiving grants to make improvements to help local residents.
And a special career fair was held in Castine to help students land jobs at sea.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. We've made it to Friday once again. Thank goodness for that.
Yep.
We'll have all those stories coming up, including a live report from down at Camp Hope in Bangor, where they are moving in later on today to remove some of the homeless that have been setting up shop there. Not all of them. Some are staying, some are leaving. We'll explain that whole thing to you coming up along with all the day's news. But first, a check of our forecast, and it's looking like a pretty nice day today, partly cloudy. We should enjoy what sunshine we see today because it looks like it's going to be a little more rainy this weekend.
Right. It's a good thing that Youth Hunting Day was extended today and tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a wash.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Devin Biggs for that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. First weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. And again, watching clouds are developing, maybe a few returns, maybe some showers in the northern parts of the state as well. We'll watch for a little bit more development to the south coming up later on today, as all of us will get it on the action coming up later today, and especially overnight tonight with a decent amount of rainfall on the way over the next few days. I'll need to keep an eye on from this system to the south and this system on for the west as well. Both of these will be moving in our direction. So futurecast for today, increasing clouds, some showers possible late in the afternoon, and we'll have better chances for rain overnight tonight, especially into the daytime tomorrow. And for the winds, not too bad from time to time, roughly out of the south at around 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained, with gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible in a few spots. We'll see that back off a little bit later on tonight, but it might pick up a little bit again, especially as we head towards Saturday afternoon. So for today, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers, and a south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. Overnight time, middle 50s for the overnight low. Rain likely, areas of dense fog can't be ruled out, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of clouds. We had showers late in the day with temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. The city of Bangor has posted notices throughout the Hope House homeless encampment, mandating certain individuals to leave the area by Friday. People living in the encampment and members of the public are now struggling with many questions. Let's check in with Devin Dagnall, who's live on scene.
Thank you, Emma and Craig. As was mentioned before, many people here in Tent City are being told to leave their homes, while others are being allotted more time to look for other living arrangements. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with those being moved and city officials yesterday. Take a look.
For numerous Mainers, the encampment behind the Hope House and Living Center in Bangor is called home. However, the city of Bangor recently posted a notice along several trees at the encampment saying their time there is ending.
Nobody's actually came out and bluntly said, you know, you're out here tomorrow or you have this much time left. So we're all kind of like, we don't know what's going on.
Chris Reynolds has been living in the encampment for a little over 2 years and says the notice has left many concerned and confused.
I'm still kind of taken aback by it. I don't really even know what to say right now. People got campers here, they can't even get those campers moved, and all their possessions are in that.
According to city officials, those who have refused to engage with outreach services are being asked to leave. Officials went through the encampment this week placing X's to indicate those who have made efforts to connect with services and are reportedly not being removed on Friday.
Nobody really even knew at first what the X's on the tents even meant. There was like green ones and orange ones and red ones, and they're doing anything and everything that they can to just get people out of here. Basically just kind of like hide the problem or push the problem off somewhere else.
Local advocates have raised concerns with the city's efforts.
So the city, I think, was right in going with the strategy of taking time, building trust, working with people over time. But now that strategy seems to have shifted back to move along.
We reached out to the city, and although the city's manager, Debbie Laurie, was unable to speak on camera, she has released an official statement. In the statement, she said, quote, "Every effort will continue to be made to support the individuals who are being asked to leave the location without disrupting the lives of those who will remain. A thoughtful, methodical process has been undertaken by the city and its partners to ensure those being asked to leave have received proper notice." Laurie says on Friday morning, city staff along with community partners will be on site to assist those being asked to leave. She says if necessary, criminal trespass orders will be issued.
Not bad people. We just, a lot of us, tough times.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I'm here with Nikki. She's been living here in the campment for a little while. Nikki, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
How long have you been living here?
I've been here about a little over a year.
A little over a year, and as I understand it, you have actually been contacted and are in contact with some services right now, correct?
Yes.
How has that process been for you? How did you get in contact with them?
Outreach walks around and they ask people if they need help and, if they can help them and whatnot. And I know a lot of them anyways, a lot of the workers, so I engaged with them and trying to do the best I can do with what I've got right now.
How long have you been working with them?
I've been a couple of months,
A couple of months.
Looks like we lost audio on that. Apologies, folks. We'll have more on that later. Moving on now.
Yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on that situation down there. We'll have crews down there throughout this morning talking with folks, and hopefully a little later on in this broadcast we'll bring you more as things pick up. Moving on to other news, the director of the Maine Ethics Commission says he doesn't think there's sufficient grounds to investigate claims made against Senate President Troy Jackson. A request for an investigation was made last month by Representative John Andrews, a Republican from Paris. He cited allegations made by the Maine Wire, a conservative-leaning news outlet. And the Wire posted an article in August regarding Jackson's purchase of an Augusta home in 2019 while still representing northern Aroostook County. That raised questions about if he violated the legislature's residency requirement by living in the Augusta home as his primary residence. Well, Jonathan Wayne, the director of the Maine Ethics Commission, issued a memo on Tuesday regarding the guidance of the Office of the Maine Attorney General to legislators and said, quote, that they may live temporarily outside of their district provided they have sufficient ties to the district and intend to return there, end quote. We also reached out to Senate President Jackson's office, who issued the following statement saying the commission staff's recommendation speaks for itself. It is consistent with our understanding with the law, and President Jackson looks forward to the commission meeting next week, end quote. And then finally, Representative Andrews had this response in a memo saying the Ethics Commission hasn't even met yet and they're cleared Troy Jackson of any wrongdoing. It would appear that all Mainers are equal, but some Mainers are more equal than others, end quote. The Maine Ethics Commission is scheduled to meet on Wednesday, October 25th in Augusta, and you can bet the issue of the Senate President's house will once again be brought up.
A tractor-trailer truck carrying Maine dairy cows crashed in Connecticut. The semi-truck was carrying 44 animals early Thursday morning when it crashed on an Interstate 84 exit ramp. Rescuers arrived to find the rig on its side. The driver was not seriously hurt, but 14 cows died in the crash and another 6 had to be euthanized. The remaining 30 cows were loaded onto another truck and taken to a veterinarian for evaluation. There's no word on where in Maine the cows originated.
The U.S. Coast Guard is launching a major operation across New England today. It's called Operation Safe Flight and is aimed at improving safety on commercial fishing vessels. All 6 of Maine's Coast Guard stations will be supporting the operation. They'll be boarding vessels all along the coast to conduct checks on safety gear and also to review training that will improve survival rates if anyone ever should fall overboard. Over the last 10 years, there have been 41 reported man overboard accidents, which resulted in the deaths of 23 commercial fishermen.
A man who allegedly killed a person in Augusta and then fled to Mississippi has been indicted by the Kennebec County grand jury. 34-year-old Andrew Redman of Augusta was indicted for murder. He's accused of killing 34-year-old Tyler Robinson of Augusta on July 28th. Robinson was found unresponsive on the side of Old Belgrade Road. According to court records, Redman and 3 other men allegedly lured Robinson to a location. One of them allegedly tried to force him out of his vehicle at gunpoint. The document states Redman then allegedly followed him on an ATV and shot him. Police arrested Redman in Mississippi. The grand jury also indicted an Augusta man charged in connection with the Facing a Law Enforcement Memorial in Augusta. 39-year-old Justin Larrabee of Augusta was indicted for criminal mischief and aggravated criminal mischief. A spokesperson with the Maine Department of Public Safety says the memorial was defaced during the early morning hours of May 28th. Larrabee was also charged with another vandalism incident in Augusta that took place a few days following the incident at the memorial.
The Pittsfield Volunteer Fire Department is mourning the loss of one of its members who passed away on the MCI track this week, firefighter Zachary Noble. Noble's obituary confirms he passed away from a cardiac event on the field on Tuesday. Pittsfield Volunteer Fire Department Chief Bernard Williams says his crew was called to the scene to help administer CPR to an unconscious individual, not knowing at the time that it was Noble, one of their own. Chief Williams then had to relay the news to the Noble family, saying that it shook the family to the core.
Those words come out of his mouth, and I was devastated, just total devastation.
Well, the family is looking to set up a scholarship in Zach's name that will pay for the training of young men and women who are also looking to get into the EMS program. It's still being set up, but anyone interested in donating should send a check to Chief Williams at 115 First Street in Pittsfield. Simply contact the Pittsfield Fire Department for more information. They'll certainly welcome your donations. It's a nice thing they're trying to do out of a terrible situation. I have a feeling it's more than the firefighters too mourning him. He grew up in the area, so people throughout the region know him. He worked with other fire departments, went to MCI. A lot of roots right there. The guy was way too young.
Yeah, at 27 years old, it's more than a shock. And I mean, in his profession, this is just the utmost shock because it's the last thing anybody would expect. Running on a track.
Our condolences to his family and friends.
Absolutely. All right, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a big announcement at the Grow Smart Summit will help make Maine communities make big improvements. We'll have the details.
But first, another check of your weather forecast. Partly cloudy day today with highs around 63 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight, the lows dropping down to the upper 40s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a bit rainy, Emma.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a beaut here. The highs tomorrow around 64.
Just a bit.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero-turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of
Carroll Drugstore, Coastal Auto Parts, Edgewater Motel and Cottages, First National Bank, Howard Insurance, Ray Plumbing and Heating, River Road RV Repair, and Two Old Goats Antiquities and Artisans.
And all at once, our tale is told. That now, the final act unfolds.
It was 5 years ago when Foxcroft Academy moved forward with a plan to put solar panels on the roof of the Jim Robinson Fieldhouse. In recognition of the project's completion, those close to it officially cut the ribbon yesterday in front of the school's faculty and staff. The Fieldhouse is perfectly situated to receive sun from the east and the west. The solar panels will help generate renewable energy, not just for the Academy, but the RSU 68 school district as a whole.
We'll produce energy credits, which will be used to reduce our rate for electricity, at least 15%, and does the same thing for RSU 68.
The Jim Robinson Fieldhouse is home to the Academy's athletics, including the Ponies field hockey and soccer teams, as well as other community activities. Shorey hopes this will be the first step in helping the district reduce its carbon footprint.
Well, many community leaders from municipalities across the state were in Waterville yesterday, attending the 2023 Grow Smart Maine Summit. Our Augusta Region reporter Corey Bouchard was also there.
And we help communities navigate change, looking at both immediate needs and long-term, and that's the magic of smart growth.
Nancy Smith is the CEO of Grow Smart Maine, a statewide nonprofit organization that advocates for policies and projects that advance Maine's business and economic development. On Thursday, Grow Smart Maine held their annual summit at the Waterville Opera House, part professional conference, part networking event, all with one focus.
Our focus this year is on creating places for connecting people and really diving into the epidemic of loneliness and what can happen at a community level to help people connect.
To continue that focus, during the summit, the United States Department of Agriculture's Rural Development announced a grant of over $300,000 to help Grow Smart offer a capacity building program called Building Community Strength, which Smith says will provide key funding for 10 Maine communities.
It might be programming, it might be the way that the structure of the downtown. It's a fascinating way to really dive into the topic.
For a list of the 10 communities receiving the grants, you can visit our website. In Waterville, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Home sales decreased during the month of September. According to Maine listings, they dropped by more than 25% compared to the same month last year.
The statewide median price increased by more than 14% to $376,750. Waldo County saw the biggest jump in prices at 16.5%. Carmen McPhail, the president of the Maine Association of Realtors, says, quote, "Our advocacy effort at the Maine State House and local town halls are focused on the production of additional housing units, whether through new construction or adaptive reuse. We are focusing on creating a more balanced market in regard to supply and demand." Right now, I don't think there's simply not enough homes for people to buy, and the ones that are on the market, boy, they are expensive. So not everybody can buy them like they used to either.
I keep thinking about that meeting with Governor Mills a couple weeks ago in Portland where they discussed the housing crisis, and they said we're going to need 80,000 homes built by in a couple of years. Yeah. And that I've been thinking about that a lot because it's like, well, that's not possible.
And it's just going to keep going on too. The more our population is on the world in general increases, we're going to need more.
Yeah.
Put a strain on things. We need to come up with a different solution, maybe something. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I've said it once. I'll say it again. People wonder why the younger generations aren't having children, and it's like if a 2-bedroom's $1,300 a month.
Yeah.
There's no childcare. That's not an option. Yeah, affording rent.
We could go on and on this.
We could,
It's
I know.
Huge issue.
I know. Okay, the time now is 8:18. After the break, the biggest event of the year was held yesterday at Maine Maritime Academy, at least for them.
And it's not your average career fair either. We'll have all the details coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Call Jill.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty.
Lease an all-wheel drive Santa Fe for $279 a month or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
coming to Cross Insurance Center in Bangor for the first time ever. The all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party. Watch your favorite Hot Wheels monster trucks light up the floor, including Bigfoot, Mega-Wrex, and many more. And don't miss the debut of the all-new Hot Wheels monster truck, Gangster. Plus the dazzling dance party, laser light show, and more. And save up to 50% on kids' tickets. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind Hot Wheels experience, October 20th through 22nd at Cross Insurance Center in Bangor. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with a long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack. Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Maine Maritime Academy students charted a course for their futures early yesterday during the return of an annual event. Our David Ledford brings us the story.
It's a great time to be a student at Maine Maritime.
Hundreds of students came out for the 23rd annual Fall Career Fair at the Maine Maritime Academy. The event is designed to give students a head start in the maritime industry, with networking, internship applications, and job offers all taking place under the same roof.
This is the biggest event we do all year. There's so much electricity. The students get psyched about coming. They bring their resumes in and get them tweaked and all dress up. We offer the photos, the headshots.
Students say the fair is also one of the many ways the school provides hands-on training opportunities.
A lot of students aren't really sure what they're preparing for. So you go with one of the companies that's like behind me here. You go and get real-world experience with a company, but it's a great opportunity.
Recruiters say the event helps more than just the students.
Many of them come on long-term. Many come through, come back to school, and they talk to some of their classmates and tell them, hey, went to Hornbeck Offshore, really loved it, it was a great opportunity. The word spreads.
More than 100 companies from across the country and the globe stop by to show what they have to offer.
There's a lot of people here that want MMA students. There's a lot of companies here, there's a lot of options in a lot of different fields.
Thanks for stopping. Thank you.
In Castine, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Good for them. A lot of them will have jobs before they even graduate.
Yeah, there's not that many colleges or universities in the country where you can have a guaranteed, there's like 100% job guarantee going to school there.
Good for them.
Yep.
All right. Shifting gears now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the forecast. Here's Devin with the details.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alright, let's get into things this morning. And again, clouds are moving in, mainly from the south going toward the north, and also from the west going toward the east. Maybe a few returns to the northern parts of the state too, with maybe a few showers that could be developing in a few areas. We'll be watching for more chances for showers a little bit later this afternoon, but especially overnight tonight. Let's break this down right now. We have all this activity right here with this system right about in here, tracking from the west going toward the east, and another little system right about in here that's going to be tracking off towards the north. And both these combined will give us a decent amount of rainfall, possibly up to 2 inches of rainfall over the next few days before we're all finished up. Let's break all this down with Futurecast. So clouds will be on the increase today, maybe a few peaks of sunshine from time to time. Later this afternoon to the evening period, the rain starts moving slowly but surely, with better opportunities for rain as we head after midnight towards tomorrow morning. So a lot of rainfall will be on the way. Some heavy downpours cannot be ruled out either, but notice a few breaks from time to time too before another wave gets going as we head towards Saturday evening. And that will also continue into parts of Sunday morning as well, as that area low pressure continues to track off towards the east. As for the rainfall, it looks a little bit like this. So between now and at least Monday morning, when this all wraps up, maybe up to 1 to 2 inches of rain before we're all finished up, maybe locally up to 3 inches of rain in a few spots. So maybe some flash flooding in a few areas before we're all finished up. Make sure you're watching for that through the weekend time frame. Otherwise, though, gusty winds as well, reaching up to around 25 miles per hour at times this afternoon. They'll actually back off a little while overnight tonight, but as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, gusty winds up to maybe 20 miles per hour will be possible yet again, especially later in the afternoon period for your Saturday. Our average high temperature is 57 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 60s today and also tomorrow. We have 50s on the way Sunday into Monday with middle 50s at that point, upper 50s Tuesday, and lower 60s as we head towards Wednesday and also into your Thursday. For today, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers possible, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Overnight time, middle 50s, rain likely areas of dense fog possible, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's tomorrow, lower 60s, rain likely, some morning fog as well, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but the winds will start to pick up later in the afternoon period as well. Here's looking at extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. So rain likely again for your Sunday with highs in the mid-50s. Will remain in the mid-50s for your Monday with a lot of sunshine, and mostly sunny again for your Tuesday, highs in the upper 50s.
From a gallon of gas to a gallon of milk, everything costs more these days. And question 3 will make things worse. It'll cost billions, and we'll be on the hook for it. It will increase our electric bills. And question 3, it doesn't require an operations plan, not even for emergencies or power outages. Question 3 is too costly and too risky for my family. I'm voting no on 3. It's a bad idea for Maine.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
At your Toyota all-wheel drive headquarters, we see the world differently. You might see a sunny road, but we see the treacherous road it could become in winter. So to prepare you, we're holding the Toyota all-wheel drive savings event with thousands of Toyotas to choose from. Get your best deal on a top Toyota Tundra, designed, engineered, and built in the USA. Plus, get no-cost maintenance and more. The event ends October 31st, so see your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
On the next Last Man Standing, the Baxter home has a dark past.
Listen to this. In 1963, the woman that lived here passed away upstairs in this house.
What? Upstairs in our house? I sleep up there almost every night. I mean, every night.
And now the whole family is seeing ghosts.
Come on, girls, you're practically adults. Is Eve the only one that can stay in her own room?
There is a poltergeist in my toilet.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
President Biden made his case for the U.S. to back Ukraine and Israel in a time of war. He'll be asking Congress to approve billions in support. One Republican senator, however, says money can't fix all of the problems for the war-torn nations. Fox News correspondent Carolyn Shively was in Washington with the latest.
In only his second speech from the Oval Office, President Biden said the U.S. is facing a moment where the decisions we make today are going to determine the future for decades to come. As Israel battles Hamas and Ukraine fights off Russia, President Biden spoke from the Oval Office Thursday night, asking for billions of dollars in military assistance for the two nations.
To support our critical partners, including Israel and Ukraine, is a smart investment that's going to pay dividends for American security for generations.
At least 32 Americans have been killed in Israel, with 11 still unaccounted for. Some of the missing are believed to be among the hundreds kidnapped and held by Hamas. Dramatic images at a rally in Times Square Thursday night, loved ones holding pictures of hostages.
We know in every generation we fight back until we win.
Biden wants about $100 billion to fund the wars, arm Taiwan against China, and fortify the U.S.-Mexico border. According to a Quinnipiac University poll released this week, 55% of voters think the number of migrants seeking sanctuary in the U.S. is a crisis. 76% think supporting Israel is in America's interest, and 65% think the same of Ukraine. But it's up to Congress to approve the funding.
You can't buy friends, you can't buy loyalty.
The House still has no speaker, and that means Congress can't pass any legislation, including President Biden's proposed aid package. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, demonstrations are being held in several nations over the Israeli war with Hamas. Fox News correspondent Steve Harrigan has more from Beirut.
What started as a day of rage against Israel has spiraled into protests around the world. In Turkey, Palestinian supporters launched fireworks and burned Israeli and American flags as they faced off with police in front of the Israeli consulate in Istanbul.
It is war crimes against humanity, so we should be standing with the people in Gaza.
In Jordan, anti-Israel and anti-U.S. protesters clashed with police outside Israel's embassy, throwing water bottles and rocks and setting fires.
We condemn the strike of Israel against the Palestinian people.
Tense moments in Greece as riot police pushed back before tens of thousands tried to march on the Israeli embassy in Athens. And in the North African country of Algeria, thousands took to the streets of the capital, chanting and demanding an end to the bombing of Gaza.
Where is the United Nations? Where are the Arabs? Do something.
While protesters have gotten close to U.S. embassies, a Marine who fought during the deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi says U.S. assets should be okay for now.
We have time to plan, and we also have most of our embassies, like in Beirut, are in a country that has a standing army, a good police force, and under international law, they are there to protect the Americans as well and the American property.
The U.S. Embassy here now telling American citizens to make plans to get out now while flights are still operating. In Beirut, Lebanon, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
Let's turn now to the new chaos on Capitol Hill. It's day 17 with no Speaker of the House. And now we've learned the man filling in as temporary Speaker has threatened to quit. ABC's Liz Landers is here with the details.
This morning, Congressman Jim Jordan is vowing to take his bid for House Speaker back to the floor for a third round of voting.
I'm still running for Speaker, and I plan to go to the floor and get the votes and win this race.
But a meeting last night with the holdouts in his party failed to change any minds. Jordan's other plan already failed. He floated giving the temporary Speaker, Congressman Patrick McHenry, more power to buy Jordan the time to change people's minds, but talks reportedly ended in a screaming match.
I'm opposed to it, and a lot of us feel the same way.
Oh, hell no. No.
ABC News has learned McHenry threatened to quit if his colleagues tried to give him more power outside of his caretaker role, which he took on after former Speaker Kevin McCarthy was ousted.
Some other alternative here is something that I believe is unconstitutional and not conforming with House rules. Furthermore, that I would not participate.
In the meantime, Congress remains paralyzed, unable to take up President Biden's request for Israel and Ukraine war funding, all while another potential government shutdown looms next month. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Congressman Jordan has scheduled a news conference this morning before the third round of voting begins.
Well, now to former President Trump and the surprise turn in Georgia's election interference case. Trump's one-time attorney, Sidney Powell, who claimed Venezuela and Hugo Chavez, who is dead by the way, was behind Trump's loss. Well, Sidney Powell suddenly pleading guilty and now agreeing to cooperate with prosecutors. So what does this mean for Trump? Here's Aaron Katersky with more.
Sidney Catherine Powell.
She was at the center of Donald Trump's effort to overturn his 2020 loss, publicly pushing outlandish claims of election fraud and privately meeting with the former president inside the White House. But tonight, just one day before her trial was set to begin, Sidney Powell pleading guilty and agreeing to cooperate with prosecutors.
Ms. Powell, do you understand the charges that are against you here today?
I do.
Powell spread the false conspiracy theory Georgia election machines were controlled by Venezuela, even pointing a finger at the country's former dictator Hugo Chavez, who was dead.
This was exported from Venezuela and by Maduro and by Mr. Chavez. This is the consummate foreign interference in our election.
In an Oval Office meeting on December 18, 2020, Powell allegedly suggesting Trump name her special counsel to investigate election fraud. In that same meeting, Trump and his team allegedly weighed seizing voting machines, even declaring martial law. As part of her plea deal, Powell is now required to testify against her co-defendants, including the former president.
Going to be another busy day in Washington. Boy, what a mess
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I know. The government shutdown is looming during all of this.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the second half of our newscast, Brewer Federal Credit Union donated thousands of dollars to support food insecurity around the state.
We'll hear how.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Come to Ghost Sport in Bucksport October 21st for Halloween fun. Supported by Fright at the Fort Carnival of Fright. Just $15 for all ages. All ticket sales online at FortKnoxMaine.com. Osborne's Plumbing and Heating for all of your plumbing and heating. Natural gas, air conditioners, and mini split heat pumps installations. And Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by today. You'll thank yourself later.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, October 20th, 2021. It is also Information Overload Day, something we all have to deal with these days.
I'm feeling it. You've said a couple things to me today. And I've processed it.
Can't process anymore.
And then I felt like a genius when I say the exact same thing. But it's like, oh no, Craig just said that to me. Okay, well, as the name suggests, this day is for taking a step back from the amount of information we're faced with on a daily basis. From social media to online news to emails and text messages, we're constantly bombarded with information. This day was created back in 2009 to raise awareness about the negative effects that so much information can have on a person's mind and body. And I said this last hour, and I'm going to say it again. I think it's really interesting that it was created in 2009 because we weren't even as entrenched as we are now into the constant stream of communication and information. But it's been an issue since the internet has existed.
We spend so much time gathering information, whether it's on our TVs, where there's hundreds of channels these days.
Right.
Spend our days scrolling along, and sometimes it's good to just put all that stuff away, put it down, and it takes some practice too, because we get into the habit of doing this kind of thing. But I'm getting good at just putting my phone down. It drives other people crazy because they can't always reach me, but much lighter head because of it too.
I've heard the term urgency culture. We are entrenched in this culture right now of it's urgent to send a text back to somebody who sent it. And people are expecting a text back as soon as possible. Emails, responding to them as soon as possible. Maybe chill.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe just don't.
Like a text, hey, I sent you a picture like an hour ago. Why haven't you responded?
Right.
It's like, because I'm not around my phone.
Right. I'm trying to think of anything else.
All right, moving on now. History time. On this day in history, back in 1803, the U.S. Senate approved the Louisiana Purchase. In 1910, a baseball with a cork center was used for the first time during a World Series game.
Wow.
And in 1947, the House Un-American Activities Committee opened hearings into alleged communist influence within the motion picture industry. They said it was a witch hunt. A lot of people did at the time.
Yeah, we could, I have a lot of thoughts on that. We could talk about that all day. In 1973, Queen Elizabeth was in attendance as the Sydney Opera House opened its doors. The iconic building was declared a World Heritage Site and cost over $100 million to construct. And in 2003, a 40-year-old man went over Niagara Falls without safety devices and survived. I'm going to have to Google that one because it sounds like modern Houdini.
Yeah, he got a ticket, I think, for it, but the good news is he survived. It wasn't really the sharpest tack in the set, though, but whatever. It was one of those, hey, hold my beer, watch what I'm going to do.
Sometimes the coolest stunts take a lack of brain cells.
It's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of lack of brain cells, that's kind of mean, but Snoop Dogg is kind of known for he's known for smoking the stuff.
Because of the recreational activities he's engaging in?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
He's probably just fine.
Yeah, okay.
I like Snoop Dogg.
I thought you were talking about any of these three people. Let's
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, yeah, Snoop Dogg is 52 today. John Krasinski from The Office is 44, and this is also the birthday of Vice President Kamala Harris, who's 59. Okay.
Nice selection of pictures there.
Yeah.
So. All right, moving on now. Let's check out the latest on your forecast. Here's Devin.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. First weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. And again, watching clouds are developing. Maybe a few returns of maybe some showers in the northern parts of the state as well. We'll watch for a little bit more development to the south coming up later on today, as all of us will get it on the action coming up later today, and especially overnight tonight with a decent amount of rainfall on the way over the next few days. I'll need to keep an eye on from this system to the south and this system on for the west as well. Both of these will be moving in our direction. So futurecast for today, increasing clouds, some showers possible late in the afternoon, and we'll have better chances for rain overnight tonight, especially into the daytime tomorrow. And for the winds, not too bad from time to time, roughly out of the south at around 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained, with gusts up to 25 miles per hour possible in a few spots. We'll see that back off a little bit later on tonight, but it might pick up a little bit again, especially as we head towards Saturday afternoon. So for today, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. Overnight time, middle 50s for the overnight low. Rain likely, areas of dense fog can't be ruled out, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of clouds. We had showers late in the day with temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Brewer Federal Credit Union gave a big boost to Holden Food Pantry chefs in honor of the 75th International Credit Union Day. On Thursday, the credit union presented the food pantry with a check worth $8,000. It's all part of the Maine Credit Union's Ending Hunger campaign, in which hundreds of thousands of dollars is raised every year. All of the proceeds raised help support food cupboards and pantries across the state.
We provide the foods, and we're fortunate that we can provide foods that need to be refrigerated or frozen so that we have a wider variety to provide for people.
Chefs in Holden is a smaller food pantry that serves around 30 families a week. If you're interested in volunteering at Chefs, you can contact the Holbrook School in Holden. They'll tell you everything you need to know. Good job by the folks at all the credit unions around the state. John Paradise, I've talked to him for years, helping to run that program, and boy, they have helped an awful lot of people, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years.
It's necessary and needed.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, still to come here on the morning show, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
All right, don't go away.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Winter is coming. Make sure your roof is at peak performance with Peak Performance Roofing. With over 20 years of experience in the roofing industry, our professionals provide quality craftsmanship and expertise that you can rely on. We are fully insured and work closely with your insurance company to make the process seamless for you. Don't wait until it's too late. Contact Peak Performance Roofing today to schedule your free estimate. 416-8301. Peak Performance Roofing. Your roof is our priority.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Ready to refresh your home? Fall into savings with incredible deals at the Furniture Gallery. Shop new arrivals from top brands like Ashley, Serta, Restonic, Nectar, and Franklin. Fall in love with unbeatable deals like our sofa and love seat sets for only $9.99 or sofas starting at $3.99. Indulge in ultimate comfort with over 150 recliner styles starting at just $2.99. My family and I are committed to giving you the best value for your money at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
Nothing brings people together like good food with the freshest ingredients. All natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown, tonight at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the basketball court. The college hoop season is just a few weeks away, with Maine women's hoops tipping off on November 6th. Black Bears being picked to finish second in the America East preseason coaches poll. We heard from head coach Amy Vachon and fifth-year guard Ann Simon at Media Day on Thursday. They were all excited to get going with 97%, that's not a joke, of their scoring coming back from a season ago. The Black Bears are deep and they're experienced, so Coach Vachon is stressing a selfless, team-first mindset heading into the year.
The word we're using a lot this year is selflessness. You know, roles are going to change. They may change game to game. You know, we have a lot of players that can play, and a lot of people have gotten better, and a lot of people are competing for roles. And so it's competitive, you know, and that's good.
That is good. Maine is returning their whole starting five, including two previous America East Players of the Year, Adriana Smith and Ann Simon. Simon missed most of the year to injury last season, but is choosing to come back for her fifth year of eligibility for some unfinished business. And according to her, that decision was definitely a no-brainer.
No, it was definitely an easy decision to come back. Obviously, the past 4 years haven't been the outcome that I wanted, so just having that one more chance, that one more opportunity to come back to Maine and hopefully finish what I want, what we want as a team.
Anytime you bring back a player of Ann's caliber, that's going to help your team. And not only that, but her leadership and her selflessness. And I mean, you heard her, the first thing she said was she wants to win a championship. You know, I guarantee if you ask.
Certainly looking forward to getting back up in the pit. Let's go to some high school soccer now. Brewer boys soccer start their playoff push next week against Brunswick. Now, as our Ryan Sudol reports, a late push and an improved sense of team identity has the Witches confident heading in.
We can compete with anyone in our league, and we're looking to make a run this year.
After starting near the bottom of the standings, Brewer boys soccer has rallied and head into the postseason with a head full of steam.
We're always talking about peaking at the end of the season. That's what we did this year, and you know, it's great to have that momentum going into playoffs.
The Witches are the 6th seed in A North and had 4 wins and a draw in their final 8 games, a product of their commitment to improving their on-field chemistry.
I think at first we were struggling getting the ball from one side to the other, but we started working on it more in practice. As we started moving it more, it started working out better for us.
It also helps that the first part of their season was filled with opponents near the top of the playoff bracket. Their rough start was well worth the experience.
We had some tough matchups at the start of the year, and we came together as a team and got better and worked hard, and we're at a good spot right now.
Playing the harder teams first got us like a sense of like difficulty and like that we can play against those teams.
In turn, the Witches hung tough with their opponents the rest of the way. A 1-goal loss to 5th seed Edward Little sticks out, especially with how the Eddies fared against top seed Lewiston.
I mean, I think that we should have gone out at least with a tie against Edward Little, and they just happened to beat Lewiston 5-3, which is huge. If we can compete with them and they can compete with them, then we can compete with anybody.
Now the Witches prepare to face the 3 seed and defending state champs Brunswick in a rematch of last year's quarterfinals. The Witches played them to a 2-2 draw this year, so the confidence is much higher this time around.
Offensively, they're really skilled. They have a lot of facilitators and a lot of goal scorers, and we just got to stop them, shut them down. And we'd like to get our revenge, and you know, it's a big team to beat, but I think we can do it.
I just feel like if we work together as a team and just play for each other, then we can pull through and get the win.
In Brewer, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Wishing them luck. Let's stay with some soccer now. And as we now know, playoffs are here. We have some preliminary matchups kicking off on Friday. Here are some of the ones in our area. For B North girls, Belfast visits Old Town at 3 p.m. In D North boys, Jonesport Beals and Penobscot Valley battle at 5 p.m. Dexter comes to Orono at 3:30 p.m. and Orono heads to Central for boys at 3 p.m. All of these games are tomorrow. Wishing all of those teams best of luck as they contend for a state title. To some hockey now. It's been a long week off, but the Boston Bruins starting up a 4-game road trip late Thursday night in San Jose. The Bees will also be making stops in Los Angeles, Anaheim, and Chicago. It's been so far so good for the Bruins to start the season. They are off to a 2-0 start after wins over the Blackhawks and Nashville. Former UMaine star Jeremy Swayman has enjoyed a great start to his NHL career so far, named to the All-Rookie team 2 years ago and then being a big part of the success last year. And on Tuesday, former Bruins goalie Tuukka Rask was in Portland, and we asked him what he likes the most about Swayman's game.
I love watching him play. I had a chance to play with him a little bit, practice with him quite a bit on the ice. He's a very talented goalie. I'm really looking forward to watching him this year because it's going to be a big year for him.
He's not the only one that likes watching him play. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
To keep the doors open as long as we have, the customers always come first. And that's why we're against Question 3. Question 3 costs $13.5 billion. That's billion with a B, which could mean higher taxes for all Mainers. It turns our power grid over to the politicians, the same politicians that take money from the oil and gas companies. They put themselves first, not us. Question 3 is a risk Mainers cannot afford.
At your Toyota all-wheel drive headquarters, we see the world differently. You might see a sunny road, but we see the treacherous road it could become in winter. So to prepare you, we're holding the Toyota all-wheel drive savings event with thousands of Toyotas to choose from. You could get a 2024 all-wheel drive Camry with $750 financing cash, plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. The event ends October 31st, so see your New England Toyota dealer. Your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Now what? You say it when getting older starts getting old. At Prudential, we think you should ask it when your birthday opens up a new chapter. Like when you realize you've got the rest of your life to look forward to. Ask, now what? Here's what. You tap into the insurance, investment, and retirement expertise of Prudential and get everything you need to help ensure the best is yet to come. Who's your rock? Speak to an advisor or visit Prudential.com.
25 words or less.
Cereal bowl.
Killer. Catch eerie new episodes.
I love Lisa's response to cereal.
Killer. Do not have breakfast with Lisa.
Full of frightful fun.
Monster. Dracula. Zombie. Frankenstein.
Yes!
And tons of treats.
A widower.
5 days a week.
You're going on with another $10,000. Wow!
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
With the arrival of the fall season and cooler air setting in for much of the country, many Americans are revamping their wardrobes. But the temptation to buy that new sweater or coat could or can leave old clothes behind, adding to problems of waste and emissions that contribute to climate change.
ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z has more.
It's the season of boots, sweaters, and all the autumn fashion vibes. But as you sip your pumpkin spice, a good reminder. Fashion has the third largest carbon footprint behind only food and construction. All those fresh looks make up 10% of annual carbon emissions worldwide. Elizabeth Klein, author and Columbia University professor of consumerism and fashion policy, has some key advice to shop more sustainably.
I think the first thing that people can do is to just start asking more questions. You know, there are a lot of companies out there that are trying to lessen their environmental impact, improve their social impact. And once you start to look, you'll find more companies like that.
Klein said those companies that are actually environmentally friendly can back up their claims, explaining what they're doing to make their product green. Sustainable brands can bring a higher price tag, but there are also affordable options. Your best bet? Buy secondhand. That reduces an item's carbon impact immediately. And renting clothes might be a good option for special events. Klein says be intentional about what you buy because most of our fashion ends up in a landfill.
Don't use your ability to donate clothes as an excuse to just buy a bunch of stuff that you're going to throw out at the end of the season because there's no guarantee that that garment is going to be reused.
With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
Cool.
Good advice.
I got this from a thrift store. That's solving that problem.
Save a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
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 I need to do more of that myself. I just wear all my old stuff until they kind of fall apart.
Well, that's what I do too.
You know,
yeah. I mean, I'm constantly kind of cycling. Do I have a Goodwill pile going?
Yep.
And then I just kind of get more stuff. And some things I consign so you can make money on that. So that's kind of my clothes budget. Which
yeah, you're really good at that.
I think I mean, as far as these clothes go, it's easier for women because it's harder to thrift stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, but it's still, you can.
Yeah,
you can always surprise yourself.
Yeah, hit or miss.
Yeah.
All right, one last check of that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround and walk-ins are always welcome. Alright, let's get into things this morning. And again, clouds are moving in, mainly from the south going toward the north and also from the west going toward the east. Maybe a few returns to the northern parts of the state too, with maybe a few showers that could be developing in a few areas. We'll be watching for more chances for showers a little bit later this afternoon, but especially overnight tonight. Let's break this down right now. We have all this activity right here with this system right about in here, tracking from the west going toward the east, and another little system right about in here that's going to be tracking off towards the north. And both of these combined will give us a decent amount of rainfall, possibly up to 2 inches of rainfall over the next few days before we're all finished up. Let's break all this down with Futurecast. So clouds will be on the increase today, maybe a few peaks of sunshine from time to time. Later this afternoon to the evening period, the rain starts moving slowly but surely, with better opportunities for rain as we head after midnight towards tomorrow morning. So a lot of rainfall will be on the way. Some heavy downpours cannot be ruled out either, but notice a few breaks from time to time too before another wave gets going as we head towards Saturday evening. And that will also continue into parts of Sunday morning as well as that area low pressure continues to track off towards the east. As for the rainfall, it looks a little bit like this. So between now and at least Monday morning when this all wraps up, maybe up to 1 to 2 inches of rain before we're all finished up, maybe locally up to 3 inches of rain in a few spots. So maybe some flash flooding in a few areas before we're all finished up. Make sure you're watching for that through the weekend time frame. Otherwise, though, gusty winds as well, reaching up to around 25 miles per hour at times this afternoon. They'll actually back off a little while overnight tonight, but as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, gusty winds up to maybe 20 miles per hour will be possible yet again, especially later in the afternoon period for your Saturday. Our average high temperature is 57 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 60s today and also tomorrow. We have 50s on the way Sunday into Monday with middle 50s at that point, upper 50s Tuesday, and lower 60s as we head towards Wednesday and also near Thursday. For today, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers possible, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Overnight time, middle 50s, rain likely areas of dense fog possible, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's tomorrow, lower 60s, rain likely, some morning fog as well, and an east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but the winds will start to pick up later in the afternoon period as well. Here's looking at extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. So rain likely again for your Sunday with highs in the mid-50s. Will remain in the mid-50s for your Monday with a lot of sunshine, and mostly sunny again for your Tuesday, highs in the upper 50s.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
We won last year. We won this year. Now you win too. It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. Lease an Ioniq 5 for $299 a month. Plus get a complimentary EV charger and installation credit. Hurry in.
Well, we're about out of time for today, but coming up later on tonight on ABC 7 and Fox 22, we will certainly have the latest from Camp Hope as they remove some of the homeless people down there. Big story today affecting an awful lot of lives. It's important for our community. It's happening all across Maine and across the nation right now.
Right, yeah. If not in Bangor and Waterville and in Portland, so it's relevant all around the state.
We'll have all the sides tonight. We do thank you for joining us, though.
If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com, and we hope you have a great weekend.